is Toyin, Ayandare. It's the Financial Freedom Now show, your favorite show right here, talking about all things money. And today I'm going to be talking about something you might well just need to catapult you to the next stage. Welcome to all my favorite listeners and watching wherever it is, whatever platform you're listening to this. I'm talking about why you've been slow to action today. Now let's look into this because it stopped you for a very long time, and we've got to sort of cut off every way that's affected you. So I'm going to be talking about something really important today. You need this. So what I'm talking about here is being slow to action. How has being slow to taking action really affected you? Let's explore that. What are the missed opportunities that you know that this is affecting you? Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is I personally have been affected by this. So, hey, I'm not speaking too far from what has happened to me. I have personal experience with this myself, so I know what it is I'm talking about. So let's delve into this very deeply. One of the main things that being slow to action causes is obviously makes you procrastinate a lot, and procrastination means you've missed out on opportunities. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you always hesitate, you overthink, you overanalyze, you doubt yourself when you want to do something? A few days ago, I woke up and I felt the leading to do something, and I knew what I was going to do was going to take me out of my comfort zone. And you know yourself. I know the pattern. And if you don't know the pattern of the way things is working in life, you need to sort of slow down, I would say it's stock taking. Just take an analysis in your life and see exactly what it is that you've done and not done, because it's really important to know how this is affected. If you're thinking of progress, you're thinking of growing, then important for you to understand how this has affected you. So I just needed water there. And I woke up and I realized I knew the pattern. Whenever something big is about to happen, or I feel like something that's going to take me out of my comfort zone is about to happen, what I tend to find myself doing is I would retract and think about it and almost talk myself out of it. And so straight away, what I did when I woke up was I was going to write it down, which again in the past has worked. I was going to write it down, but I knew that you just know, I knew that writing it down in this particular instance wasn't going to work. So what did I do? I literally called a friend very quickly and said, "This is exactly what came to mind. This is what I'm thinking of doing. What's your thought?" To be honest, I wasn't necessarily asking for an opinion. I just wanted to put it out there. Almost like that accountability, have someone who's going to say to me, "Okay, that seems a crazy idea. So you got to be careful when you share your dreams with," or who says, "Oh my goodness, that's good. Let's go for it." And if by chance I decide to talk myself with, someone will be there to sort of say, no, I think we should do this. Or this is how you imagine it when it happened. And I did that. Thankfully, I spoke to the right person, and not only did she then say, "Oh yeah, I think this is good," she then shared with me. I think she had prayed that morning, and there's a particular, I can't remember exact phrase she said that she got in terms of it was literally about taking action immediately. I'm just like, oh, it's almost like that is my warning sign. That was my wake up call to say, yes, not only have you talked about it and sent it to, just take action, just pick a date, just do this. And I literally did that. I spent the next 4 hours fleshing out the idea, praying about it, doing everything, really just like literally 4 hours, did it right there and there. Now, what I did and the action I took, I could easily spend the next 6 months planning that. But just by taking action, not being slow to action, I was able to do what could take 6 months to do. I did it in 4 hours. Now, this is mind blowing. What you can do when you're not slow to action, what you can do when you do not procrastinate, and also what you can do when you don't, and the opportunities you can fully maximize when you don't hesitate. So there's a lot in there. And this is not obviously that I'm sharing my story, but it's not just in that regard. It's the same when it comes to like investment opportunities. You think, what if I lose my money? What if I did? Now, am I saying that it's not great to analyze all of those situations because obviously it's your hard earned money. Yes, however, as this is what they say, you snooze, you sleep, you snooze, you snooze, you miss, or something like that. There is a place for analyzing and making the right judgment, taking the right decision, but there is a place where you know that if you overthink about this, you think and you start exploring all of the negative reasons, you just never do anything. And if you found that that's the pattern in the way you do things, then you've got to change things around. So you've got to make sure. I have loads of mentees that I've worked with where they've waited for so long, they've missed out on opportunities, they've missed out on good property deals just because I wanted to be sure. I mean, a good example. Let's take it back to finances, property. There are many times I've seen my mentees say, "Oh, I've seen this property. Can you look at this deal with me?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's look at it." And then we book a time in the diary. By the time we get mutually have good time, it's been maybe even if it was the same day, maybe the next day, then we analyze the deal. And by the way, before they reach out to me, it's been about 2 or 3 days before they thought, oh, maybe actually let me talk to Toyin about this. Send the deal to me, book it another 24 hours. We book a meeting. We look at the meeting. And I said, my thoughts are, it's been about 4 or 5 days, this property, you've come across this property. What do you think has happened? If this is a fantastic deal, it's probably gone. You've sat on this for far too long. You shouldn't actually sleep on things like I don't analyze it. And then you hear things like, oh, I've booked a viewing for next week Saturday. Like, seriously? How many deals do you think we're going to wait for you? So don't be slow to action. Take action immediately. Don't be scared. Don't allow yourself be held back. And a lot of us hide under the idea of the fact that, oh, I'm just trying to do my due diligence. And yes, that's one of the major things I always say. Make sure you do. Make sure you have do your due diligence, but don't hide behind that. You just want to call it what it is. If you find yourself knowing that the fear of failure is what's making you slow to action, tackle it. Let's work on it. Let's see how fear. I mean, ask yourself how many people have allowed fear hold them back and been successful. So I think what you just need to understand, how has fear held you back from taking the necessary moves, whether it's investing, whether it's about your personal life, starting a business, or even going to ask your boss about that next raise that you need, or negotiating, sorry, of moving to a new job. How has fear held you back in the things that you need to do? You've got to take action and be open to learning. Yeah, taking action doesn't mean that you're void of making mistakes. Absolutely not. You could make mistakes, but guess what? I always say that I'd rather make a mistake on my way up, on movement, than just stay stagnant. So if you understand the danger of being stagnant, of not growing, then you will know you're much better trying to grow, trying to get better, and obviously facing the possibility of failing. And then the next thing I want to talk about was the opportunity cost of delay. Now, some of you would say, okay, well, exactly, well, I still did it. It's not. I mean, there are lots of sayings that could actually back up what you're doing. You say the race is not to the swift, right? Neither is the battle to the strong. It's a Bible passage. And something it's not, but it's not who started first. It's how well. It's not how long. Loads of different things. But the question is, what are the opportunity costs? I don't know if you've seen on social media. This person who in his old age got this very lovely sports car and was trying to come out of the vehicle and literally had to crawl out of it because obviously things that were not, I mean, yes, he is wealthy now. I guess that's a signification that he's wealthy now. However, the wealth has come in his old age and he's not able to enjoy the things that he wants to enjoy. Now, the question is, how many things are you sitting on that you should be enjoying, you should be exploring now, but you're not doing because you're skipping to later? And then you eventually say, okay, I'll do it at some point, but what's the opportunity cost? What have you? I guess the question is, what are you giving up now? What are you giving up on that right now? That if you had acted now, you're able to get it. Loads and loads of things. We're talking about finances here. What if you are able to get that raise and then get that bigger property that you want and allow you enjoy your kids, your children enjoy their house now than in the future when they probably are leaving home? I mean, loads of people you see were thinking, oh, maybe I'm looking to build my house. I'm looking to move into a bigger house at some point. I'll try and do it, and every single year we chat, it's always like, oh yeah, we'll do it. And I'm like, what's the point? That you've got kids that are probably well in their teenage years. They're probably going to fly the nest soon. So you're going to be empty nesters soon? Is that when you want your mansion? That's just an example. I'm not saying, I mean, if you are at that space in time already and you've missed the opportunities, that's fine. But there's no way of getting that. But the truth is, if you are at the space where you know you can make that decision right now to do the things you want to do, to allow you to enjoy it, then go for it. Don't just make sure you combat delay in every ramification. Don't allow every single day to pass you by. And even if it's investment, yes, you can invest in 2 years' time. However, what about the compound interest you could have got for the last 2 years and that you've missed out on? So it's just a lot of things that you need to sort of put into perspective here. Let's look at practical ways to actually make this work and stop you from being slow to action. I want you to get quicker. So you can start by breaking down your action steps into small manageable actions that can help you build momentum, such that if you see the progress on the first small action, that could encourage you to want to do the next one, and then sort of build it that way, because everyone works differently. I just shared how I was able to combat mine because I had realized the pattern. So just what are the small actionable steps you can take towards whatever goal it is that you want that would help you. The other thing is maybe set deadlines for decisions to push yourself forward. I'm going to do this by this day and time. Now, again, I hope you're not one of those that find it very easy to fail yourself, to let yourself down. If you find it very easy to actually just not do, say you do something and not do it, and then you're okay with it, then that's not going to work for you. And by the way, you should not be that. The last person you should ever want to fail is yourself. And lastly, use accountability systems, use mentors, I believe in masterminds, and use mentors to stay on track. Mentors, friends, accountability partners. Just make sure there's a circle of those that will help you stay grounded, help you push you forward, remind you of what you need to do. But whatever you do, please do not be slow to action. So let's stop snoozing. It's time to turn off that snooze button and ride up to action. My name again is Toyin Ayandare. I'm absolutely glad that you've decided to join me today and to another wonderful episode of the Financial Freedom Now Show. Until next time, God bless you.